Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. So, I'm Miss Angel Ocampo, and I am here to be your class instructor for today. But before we start our lesson for today, uh, may I request Mr. Aaron R. Pangilinan to lead our prayer.
Okay, let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So, good morning again, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. So, I hope we are all doing good today. So, all right. So, to introduce our topic for today, we have the present for future events. So, we might be familiar with these tenses, right? The past, present, and future. So, in this lesson, we will be talking about how these tenses how these tenses can be used to talk about future events. So, what do we mean by time in this lesson? We mean time by past, present, and future. So we use this time, right, to we use different tenses for this time, like yun nga, like past, present, and future to describe what are what are the tenses that happening right now or in the future or in the past. So we have here two present tenses, the present simple and the present continuous. Moving on. Now, okay, we have here a sentence. Karina works in London. Anyone who can tell me the subject for this sentence? What is the subject in this sentence? Yes, Mr. Aaron.
The subject in our sentence is Karina.
Yes, that's right, correct. Karina in the sentence is the subject. Now, what is the verb in this sentence? Okay, Charles.
The verb in the sentence is works.
Yes, correct. The verb in the sentence is work. Let's have another sentence. The plane leaves. What is the subject in this sentence? Anyone? Anyone who wants to answer? Okay, Charles, please.
The subject in this sentence is the plane.
Okay, the plane. Yes, the plane is the subject. Now, the plane is the subject, then leaves is the verb. But how? But what if I changed the sentence into this sentence? The plane leaves at 6 p.m. What do you notice? Does it change anything or does it adds anything? Anyone? The floor.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I observed that in the sentence that um, earlier our sentence is only the plain lives, but now it seems like our sentence has now an adverb of time at the end of our sentence, which is at 6 p.m.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Pangilinan. We have now here an adverb of time. So this sentences has something to do with our lesson for today. The plane as the subject, leaves as the verb, and 6 p.m. as what? So now let us proceed to the two types of tenses. So we have here the present simple and present continuous. So present simple and present continuous, we use this to talk about what is happening in the present, what is happening right now, and what is happening in this moment. So these two, we will be talking about its difference and how it will be formed when talking about future events. Now let's proceed to the definition of present simple. So in present simple, it can be used to talk about events that are scheduled to take place in the future. So meaning it is scheduled that it will be going to be happening. It will be happening in the future. Present simple is it is also used to make simple statements of fact, to talk about things that happen repeatedly, and to describe things that are always true, or in general, it is always true and it's a fact. Present simple is somehow permanent. No, not somehow. It is permanent. It is happening right now, but is mostly permanent. For example, I work, meaning I work, it is a permanent job. It may not be that long time, but it is kind of permanent, meaning it happens in a long time. In present simple, what you are doing right now, currently, and it is happening in a long time, then we can give an example of, uh, for example, our habits, and our daily routines. Okay, so in present simple, it is mostly in timetables. Timetables meaning like the verbs arrived, departs, start, finish, ends, begin, etc. Okay, is it clear? Is present simple clear?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Now, let's have this sentence. The train arrives at 10 p.m. tonight. What is the subject in this sentence? Anyone who wants to answer can just open their mic. The subject in this sentence.
Ma'am, the subject in the sentence is the train.
Yes, correct. That's right. The subject in the sentence is the train. Now, what happens to the train? It arrives. Arrives here present or represent the present simple verb with an S in its base form. Now, 10 p.m. tonight refers to a point in the future, meaning this is in a present simple uh, form or sentence, but it talks about a future event, 10 p.m. tonight. So are we clear with that? We are still in a present time, but we are talking about a future event. Okay? Sorry for that noise. Okay, let's explain or expound these sentences. She drinks coffee every morning. She, as the subject, drinks coffee every morning. So we have here the verb drink with an S because it is a proper noun that we use here. She. She drinks coffee every morning. Every in this sentence indicates the verb of frequency. And then morning here is the future time phrase, or it refers to a point that it will happen in the future. She drinks coffee every morning. Next sentence. He starts work at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. rather. He starts work at 11 a.m. He, as the subject, is a proper noun. So the verb will have an S to its end because we have a proper noun he. And then we have also here 11 a.m. as the future time phrase that indicates that it will happen in the future. Now, can I ask someone to read the last sentence and then kindly explain how this or sorry, how does the uh, sentence here be, how does this called a present simple sentence? Anyone? Just tell the subject, the verb, and the future time phrase. Can raise your hand or kindly unmute. Okay, Mr. Charles, you raised your hand.
The third sentence is Rob leaves work at 7 p.m. So in this sentence, the subject is Rob, the verb is leaves, and the time phrase is at 7 p.m.
Okay, Charles, I have a question. Why does the verb leave or leaves has an S to its end? Why do you think so?
Because we are talking about perfect simple tense, and since we are into consideration work, so as you have said earlier into the rule that work is something that is permanent, so it is happening from on a daily basis. That's why this can be considered into a perfect simple tense. That's why we add s into the on the base form of the verb leave.
Okay, your answer is also correct. Your point is also correct, Mr. Charles. That's good. But we also we also add s to the verb because of the what the subject, because the subject determine what will be add in the base form of the verb. Since Rob is a name for a guy or a male, then it is a he, right? And a he is a proper noun. So we add s to the base form of the verb leave because of the pronoun Rob. Okay. So common mistakes in forming a present simple sentence is that they add s to the base form of the verb because of the pronouns and for the subject. But let me tell you something. he, she, and it, that is when you can add the s on the base form of the verb. And when it uses they and it, or they and we rather, you will not add s on the end of the base form of the verb. Is that clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. Now let's proceed to forming present simple sentences. We have here the school term starts next week. In forming present simple sentences, you need a subject plus the verb plus the time phrase. We have here the school as the subject, then starts at, as a verb for this sentence, the present simple verb in the sentence, and next week for the future time phrase. Since the school is not a proper noun, it can be it, right? Then the verb will add an s. Okay? Okay. Is it clear how to form a present simple sentence before we continue to present continuous? Is there any question in forming the present simple sentence?
None po, ma'am.
None po.
Okay, that's good. You understand how to form the present simple. Okay, proceeding to the next type of present tense, present continuous. So, present continuous can be used to talk about prearranged events. So, in present simple, we say that it is a scheduled uh, event, right? But in present continuous, we talk about prearranged future events. So meaning it is arranged and not scheduled. The present continuous is used to describe a current and continued answer, meaning it is continuous. It is happening right now and it continues, then it will end later on. Continued action that are happening at the moment, but it will be later on end. Okay. Also, present continuous compared to present simple is temporary. Present simple is permanent, right? It happens in a long time. But in present continuous, it is temporary and it happens in a short period of time. So when we talk about present continuous, it will later on end and it is happening right now but will later be finished. And it usually in the verb it usually adds the present participle ing. Okay, moving on to the sentence, sample sentence. We have here a sentence. At the moment, Dave is working, but tomorrow he is playing golf. At the moment represents or shows that the action is in the present. So it is happening this moment, this time. This is this present time. And then Dave is the subject. Working is the present continuous that refers to what is Dave actually doing right now. It is his present activity. But tomorrow he is playing golf. Tomorrow here refers to the future time phrase or the time clause tomorrow, which indicates that the action actually refers to the future or it will be happening in the future. Then is playing or the verb playing is a present continuous that refers to the future event or what Dave is planning to do in the future. We talk about that present continuous is planned, right? So here at the moment Dave is working, but he planned to play golf tomorrow, which is a future event. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Is there any question regarding present continuous? None? I think none, so
No
let's
questions.
proceed. Okay, thank you. Ayan. So we have here another set of examples. Now, I'm seeing a movie later. I is the subject here, right? I am seeing with a present participle ing represent that it is in a present continuous. I am seeing a movie later. Later is the future time phrase in this sentence. Next, Lisa is playing golf tomorrow. Lisa, as the subject, is playing golf tomorrow. Playing refers to the planned activity of Lisa, which is happening tomorrow, which is a future event or future time phrase. Okay? May I call Mr. Charles to read the third sentence and kindly explain how is this a present continuous sentence? Please.
Third sentence is Jay is meeting some friends tomorrow evening. So there are reasons why we can consider this as a present continuous tense. So first is observing the verb in the sentence. It is meeting. So it is a verb with with an ing um, suffix. So this can be considered as a present continuous tense. Next is that um, since in the context it is Jay who prearranged his meeting with his friends tomorrow evening. So it is in the future. It is a future event.
Yes, very good, Charles. That is correct. You are very good. Jay is Jay is meeting some friends, so meaning it is planned, and with the help of the verb with ing, we are we are able to um, point out that this is in a present continuous sentence. Now, may I call on also Mr. Aaron to read and explain the last sentence, please? Why do you think it is in a present continuous?
The last sentence is I'm running a race for charity this weekend. So just like what Charles said, um, the reason why this sentence is in the present continuous form, it's because its verb is has an ing form, which is running, and um, the subject I am is is the subject in the sentence plan to have a run or to have a race a running for
Around.
charity this weekend po.
Yes,
So
okay. Yes, that is correct, Mr. Aaron Talingilinan. You are very good. You are able to understand how these sentences are in present continuous, which is very good. Okay, so now let us proceed to the next slide on how to form a present continuous um, sentence. Okay, so in forming present continuous sentence, we need the subject, the verb, plus the ing, which is a present participle to indicate that it is in a present and it is in present continuous. Plus also the time phrase. Of course, it is important. So Dave is the subject here, then playing golf or playing as a verb to represent present continuous, and then tomorrow for future time phrase. Okay, so are we clear with that? Are we clear with present continuous, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So next, we have to tackle their difference. Present simple and present continuous difference. So in present simple, we use the present simple tense when we talk about our fixed habit or routines as per what we said earlier. Sorry for that. Okay, sorry for that. And in further difference, present continuous, we use the present continuous to talk about actions which are happening at the present moment but will soon finish. So in present simple, we usually we usually use or adds s to the end of the base form of the verb, then ing to the present continuous. Next is when to use. Present simple, I live in this building, meaning I live in this building. It is something that is permanent or happening in a long time, while in present continuous, I am staying at a hotel, which is a temporary activity, which is just like staying, you're not living in that hotel. So it is somehow permanent and temporary. He plays the guitar. It is in a general truth, or it is a fact. While he is playing the guitar, it is also in general, but it is happening now, but will later on finish. And then the last one is the sun sets in the west. It is also a general truth or a fact. While the sun is setting, it means it happens now and in it will end later on. Okay, so now that we are done with talking about the differences on how to form and the meaning of the present simple and present continuous, let us now try your understanding on the two tenses. Okay, in here, you will identify if the sentence is a present simple or a present continuous. Kindly just tell us if it is in a present continuous or present simple by saying if it is a PC. PC if present continuous, and PS if um, present simple. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let us start answering this simple activity. Okay, number one, who wants to try? Jack is playing soccer tomorrow. Who wants to try answering this one? Is it PC, present continuous, or PS, present simple? You can raise your hand or unmute your mic. Oh yes, Mr. Aaron.
Ma'am, it's PC po, present continuous.
Is it? Let's see. Okay, that is correct, Mr. Aaron. It is present continuous because of the verb and the future time phrase, in which is it is planned. Next, Mr. Charles, you want to try answering number two?
Yes, ma'am. Number two, Sue is studying this evening. This sentence is also a present continuous sentence po.
Okay, so it is PC, right? So let's see. Okay, so it is a PC or present continuous. Next, the flight to New York departs at 6 this evening. Is it a present simple or a present continuous?
Ma'am, um, that our third sentence is in present simple po.
Okay, all right. It's in a present simple because of the verb departs. Next, for the last one, Anyone wants to try the last one? Okay, Mr. Charles.
For our last sentence, the concert begins at 7. I think that this is also a present simple sentence.
Yes, that is also correct. That is a present simple. Okay, so to further uh, assess your knowledge in this lesson, I want you to try it on your own. Okay, so what are you going to do? I want you to create or form your own sentence using the rules and uh, the form that we have discussed earlier on how to form the present simple and present continuous. You are going to create your own sentence that is in a present simple and a present continuous sentence. I will give the present simple to Mr. Charles and then the present continuous for Mr. Aaron. Is that clear? I'm going to give you 2 minutes or a minute. It's a minute is long. I'm going to give you a minute to create or form your own uh, sentence. Okay? Is that clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You may start now. Okay, class, are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I think since you said you're done. Um, Charles, would you like to present your sentence first?
The sentence I formed is um, she goes to church every Sunday.
She goes to church every Sunday. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So she goes to church every Sunday is correct. It's in a present simple because of the verb goes. In present simple, um, we add es to the verb if the verb ends with o. So it will become ghost. Goes, I mean. And it has a future time phrase, which is good, Mr. Charles. That's correct. You're right. Good job. Okay, then Aaron Pangilinan, would you like to
Um,
yes, your answer?
okay, so the sentence that I formed is she's working at the museum until the end of month. So
She is working
at
at
the
the
museum
museum.
until the end of month.
Okay. Why do you think it is present continuous? Yes, Mr. Aaron. kindly explain your answer?
Ma'am, first, this sentence is in present continuous form because of the verb that is being used in the sentence. The verb in the sentence is in the ing form, plus the sentence has a future time phrase, which tell us that the action in the sentence is happening in the present and be, be will be finished later in time.
Yes, okay. That is correct, Mr. Aaron Pangilinan. Your answers are good and nice. It is I am able to tell that you are all understand our lesson for today, which is the present simple and present continuous. With that, that ends our lesson for today. Thank you very much for listening. And lastly, do you have any questions, any reactions, or anything that you want to ask?
No
None po,
questions,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have learned something from me and from this lesson. And yeah, that ends our today's lesson. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you too.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.